Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, on Patreon, also for extra support and any kind of updates I will go about on the Twitter X platform, including when I stream. Again, yeah, the last days been quite a little bit tricky. I've been very busy, even what I usually had on my free time. I got some extra stuff to do, and it's been a little bit tricky, especially going about doing some live streams. But yeah, I will try my best during this weekend to try to catch up because I really need to to get the going on Elden Ring, so I can be kind of in the area that I'm prepared to start the DLC. But yeah, as always, don't forget check out. I made an expansion of the theory of Marika and the Glow Mind Queen are sisters. I don't know, it's something that popped up in my mind when I saw the latest story trailer for the Shadow of the Earth 3. I've got two of them. I already put it on a new playlist here, Elden Ring Furies. So it's not a thing very scripted here. I have very difficulties of doing scripted content, mainly because of the lack of time. And I usually am more used to doing like just press record and start talking. Usually that's my way to go about things in a general sense. But yeah, I've got two of them already. It's basically the same thing. One is basically a trailer reaction and some theories, given that the main one was America and the Glow Might Queen are sisters. But then I try to focus a little bit more on the last video there in that specific theory. I got a lot of more stuff to do to talk about. Probably regarding Mikla and other stuff that I don't know if I'm going to encounter in the main game that might expand. Again, I've been watching for some time now a lot of Elden Ring lore. That's why I can sometimes some ideas pop out in my head because I'm consuming a lot of Elden Ring lore. It's something that I really enjoy. But yeah, other than that, I will try my best. Keep your eyes on Twitter. So when I live stream and later today, Dead Space Remake episode will come out. And again, I apologize for being a little bit later than usual in terms of the gaming news program. So let's go to the news. Similarly, MSI is bringing the CAMM memory stuff there. Again, this is the one thing that I've been covering a little bit, which is kind of let's say a new format for memory, RAM memory. Instead of the sticks, we got some kind of slots. I already covered, I think it was Lenovo on their high-end productivity laptops, IdeaPad, I think it's called. They're already introducing the low-profile DDR5 CAMM2. This is another acronym that I cannot recall out of the blue what it means. But yeah, this in terms of getting this kind of memory, one thing is pretty good is the fact that it occupies less physical space, consumes less energy the way this thing goes. It can be faster and consume less electricity in the process there. It's a very good jump in terms of performance, in terms of memory. And MSI, given that they have like their project prototype thing, which is the Project Zero, which is trying to put all the connectors of the motherboard on the back side of the motherboard, they now introduce this part of introducing this oh my god, LPDDR5 in this case, because it's what we got as a standard at this moment in time. Even though this CAMM2 thing can endure, not endure, can be upgradable for DDR6. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. And yeah, this is like a prototype, so it's not something that is going to be launched en masse. The only drawback is when this starts to, I will assume around, give it a year or so, so other brands and even MSI start to output this in a more mainstream thing, because this is going to take a while to get around this. Two main drawbacks, not just one, two. Is the fact that it is a completely different module altogether. So it's something that it's not retro compatible with the sodium format that we've been using, and the fact that this moment in time you still need screws to attach the memory module on the motherboard, but they are working at this moment as a consortium, JDEC consortium, of working like a latch system similar to what we have with the SODIMMs as we have now to latch the memory on the motherboard itself. Even though this is a prototype, it only has to use like 3 screws, one here, and another here, to attach on the motherboard. Usually it's just like the sodiums, you can only fit it in one way, so there's nothing that you can go wrong, like the 12-volt power thingy on the GPUs, but that's another rant there. But yeah, it's pretty good because, again, the fact that it consumes less power, it's not that relevant per se, the way that RAM memory consumes power. It's good for mobiles, but that advantage is not that significant for DIY PCs. But the fact that it can handle more or bigger, how do I call it, the bigger memory modules, so the capacity of the RAM can be bigger, the speeds can be bigger. I think they are aiming to endure like 20,000 megabytes mega transfer per second, which is what we are using as to 20,000 megahertz, let's say. Yeah, it's really pretty good the way they're going about it. Again, what it in terms of space in the motherboard itself, I don't think it will utilize more space than the 4 slots, DDR slots that you usually have. I think it's basically replace it. So instead of 4 DIMM slots, we will have just one big slot to fit the memory there. And I think it can be very good in terms of, for example, cooler solutions, the compatibility with that, and even like in terms of the storage space, because at this moment in time, the way, for example, micro RTX, I never build one, so I'm not sure how memory can affect the space, even though, of course, large heat sinks of DDR will not fit or it will be difficult to fit on a like micro ATX or ITX build or something like that. But yeah, it's good to see that we probably are advancing to get around this new DDR again. Around 1 year or so, we'll start seeing more stuff coming. Especially, they will start on the high end, which usually tends to be the best market for new adopters of new technology. And the fact that, of course, it has better performance, consumes less power, all that jazz, that doesn't occupy that space there in terms of the 3D space, let's say, on the case itself. I think it's going to be a good market for them to try to introduce this and start the transition to mass adoption of this format. But yeah, continuing with some hardware stuff, we got the RTX 5090 Founders Edition PCB reported split into three parts. Again, I don't know how they will manage to go about this, but similarly, I think it's they're going to manufacture this in a modular kind of thing here. It will be separated in main board, I/O rigid board, and a separate PCIe slot component. Again, I don't know what they're trying to do here. I don't know if this can be, for example, you can dislodge the PC connector and put it like a thing to put a vertical solution instead of having to go about. You can connect directly the GPU on the thing. I don't know how they will do it, or maybe it's got like an angled thing there. I don't know. It's very weird. The I/O here, I think it's in terms of the power stuff, I think could be a good solution, especially the fact that we have the 12-watt power pin stuff there. Yeah, we already had like similar situations happened. An extreme example was the GeForce 9800 GX2, which featured 2 separate ports, each with its own GPU, and they were connected. I don't know how, but they were connected. but yeah, it's really interesting what they're trying to do here. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be expensive like hell, but yeah, it is. It is, especially now with Nvidia, for sure. Yeah, very weird how they're going about it, but similarly, it's how they're going about doing this thing here. At least for the Founders Edition, that's the specific rumor on how they're going to build the 50 90 Founders Edition. Sorry. And we got also some more confirmation regarding the chipsets for AMD, the RDNA4, which is going to be the Navi 44 and Navi 48, mainly through ROCm updates on the database, if not mistaken. We already got some confirmation. We got the naming scheme for this is the chipset, and the naming scheme going GFX 12,000 and 12,000, 1200 and 1201. Basically, it's going to be the naming scheme of these two new RDNA chips. Again, this is not going to be any kind of high-end chips. It's going to be entry level and kind of mid-tier. I think Navi 48 will be what we might call the 8800, might be something in the lines of 7900 GRE kind of performance with better ray tracing performance. I think the ray tracing performance they are trying to aim for is going to be even better than the 7900 XTX. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I will assume after the summer we'll start getting more updates, especially official information regarding AMD and also Nvidia on the 50 series, on the 5000 series, sorry. In terms of the gaming industry, we got this guy, this shithead, Naughty Dog's Druckmann. New project is the most thrilling yet may redefine mainstream perception of gaming, like they did with The Last of Us 2. Again, this guy I think is, I don't think he's completely overrated. Again, the most, I don't know, revolutionary thing that it might have, especially in terms of narrative-driven games, was Last of Us Part 1. Basically, that's it. The Uncharted series are pretty good, but they are a lot of wall shooting, third-person shooter with a pretty decent story. Very kind of Indiana Jones inspired kind of a story there, but nothing that intricate, and it's very much focused on the action part there. The one golden goose they could have with The Last of Us, which is very propensive of telling a more dramatic and a more involved kind of story, they butchered with The Last of Us 2. Again, this was at the time of Anita Sarkeesian, or whatever she calls, when she was whispering wisdom on the ears of Naughty Dog Studios. Then they come up with The Last of Us Part 2, which is, in terms of the narrative, how it goes is completely bonkers, doesn't make sense. The way they introduce even like the LGBTQ has a priority on basically the in the forefront of a story of a post-apocalyptic world, which is the last thing that if you're fighting for survival is not going to again, it's a completely different trend. But yeah, the fact that this guy thinks he's got a thrilling project that is going to redefine mainstream perception of gaming, yeah, I think it's going to be a blunder, just by the fact that he's trying to hype himself up. And I saw some like kind of TED Talks kind of a thing there, where he starts to go about on storytelling. He doesn't really know very much what he's talking about, but yeah, it's a lot of platitudes that will not lead us anywhere, because I don't think was that, I'm not sure, but I don't think he was that heavily involved in the narrative of The Last of Us Part 1, even though he's a co-director and head of creative. Now he is head of creative. I think it was the other guy that was there with the Naughty Dog on the forefront. I think he was the better one, from what I understand. And I think he went away. I'm not sure, because this guy basically now it's the face of Naughty Dog. Before they were the two guys. Yeah, I think this guy is like a diva, and the other guy just went away. Usually it's how it happens in this kind of things. But yeah, again, very pretentious to say the least. the next project is going to redefine mainstream perception of gaming. But yeah, and the last one is regarding the Activision new studio. I covered this, the Elsewhere. The studio already kind of existed like a couple of months before all of this Hi-Fi Rush, the Tango GameWorks, oh my god, the Austin studio. Oh my god, I completely forgot their name. From the Prey and the last butchering game of the Redfall. Austin, I completely forgot the name of the studio. I'm so sorry. Those 4 studios that were basically closed down from Bethesda, and this guy, this studio from Activision, it's kind of new project, so they don't have anything working on. It's going to be a lot of people, a lot of studios are being opened in Poland, especially in Warsaw, which is very interesting. I think there is a lot of talent there in terms of narrative and creative in that aspect of creating narratives and building worlds in Poland, which it's the same kind of it's the same country that again, I don't know his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name, from the Witcher creator. I think Stanislav Lu is also from Poland, if I'm not mistaken, which is the game that we had recently came out. The Invincible. They got a lot of good authors and good writers there. I don't know if it is that talent that they are trying to look there and opening a lot of studios, mainly for narrative purposes, which is one of the key focus on this Elsewhere kind of a thing. They are supposedly working exclusively on new narrative based and genre defying AAA franchises. The founding staff of this studio will include a collection of storytelling experts who have been working on franchises like Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, The Division, Tom Clancy's, and Far Cry. Again, yeah, and they supposedly are going to be a premier standalone studio, so they're not going to cooperate with other studios from Activision in any kind of sense, supposedly. The only thing that worries me here is that they are dedicated in establishing an environment that inspires bold and diverse ideas. I don't know what this means. Again, with this corporate talk and all the SG involved in the business, every time I see diverse, inclusive, and all that kind of language, I don't like it, because it triggers that reaction of the fact that we know that for them to finance their own projects, they have to borrow money and use that check boxes to pay less interests on those loans. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it will be good project, some good projects that will come out from this studio. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And until we still have pretty good games that we can enjoy. And with that said, I will go through some of them. Got bioshock remastered. I got the trilogy is on sale, but the package here, it's like full price. I don't know why, but yeah, bioshock remastered 75% off, the second one remastered 85% off, and bioshock infinite 75% off. And then you got the season pass. If you with the season pass, it's a little bit extra. It's got 2 episodes, Burial at Sea. Got also still Batman Arkham Collection, again excellent trilogy of games. Games after this one not so good, but it's 85% off the collection here. We got Journey, again excellent game. I think I played this one on PS3 if not mistaken. I know I played on PlayStation. I think this is a PlayStation 3 game. But yeah, this is an excellent game. I really do recommend this one if you have the chance to play it. You got also Miasma Chronicle, which is basically from the same studio that did Mutineer Zero Road to Eden. I made a series on that game, and I will eventually one of these days buy off on a deal and probably do a gameplay on this game. Seems pretty interesting. We got also Stray. Again, it's one of those that is a must play. And afterwards you got Cocoon. Annapurna Interactive is pretty good launching and publishing a lot of games. The Cocoon won some prizes there last year. So it's good to see that it's on sale again. 40% off. I think it's an excellent deal. And lastly, on Steam, you got Lies of P or Pi. P. I think it's better P. It's 30% off. And to wrap up, you got some GOG deals also. We still have Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut and Deus Ex Mankind Divided on sale. You got 84% on Metro franchise bundle. Again, I do recommend this one. It's the reduced version of the first two games plus Metro Exodus with the DLC associated with it. We got Prey Digital Deluxe Edition. Again, I do recommend this game. Very underappreciated and underrated game. If you want, you can buy the standard edition, which comes with the base game. I think if you just want a narrative experience of this immersive sim, I think it's a pretty good deal there. And again, I also made a series out of this game, so I think it's a good recommendation. And then lastly, we got Evil Within Collection, again from the closed studio Tango Gameworks. 75% on the first and 80% off on the second one. Yeah, I do recommend them, especially at this price point. It's an excellent price for any kind of game usually. I did manage to do a series on both of these games, so yeah, but yeah, I really recommend. What they're trying to achieve there was pretty decent, and the second one is an improvement on the first one. But yeah, for today, this is what I got. Yeah, just keep an eye on the Twitter stuff. Probably I will try to stream something today. Let's see how it goes, and of course later today we will have the Dead Space remake episode. But yeah, I will wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. This extra support at this moment in time is more focused for me to get a storage solution, for me to be able to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.